Okay, let's get into this. We're looking at something really important today. Pretty powerful stuff.
Absolutely. It's a difficult area, definitely.
Yeah.
We're talking about what happens when, parental conflict really starts to affect the kids directly.
Yeah, and it goes beyond just witnessing arguments, right?
Hmm.
It's about how that conflict can um, actively disrupt a child's relationship with one of the parents.
Exactly. And our aim here really is to understand who gets caught in the middle and, well, just how deep the harm can go.
And it's framed so strongly right from the outset. Not just conflict, but emotional violence. That's a heavy term.
It is. And crucially, it's positioned as violence primarily against the child, not just aimed at the other parent, though that's often the intent, maybe.
Right. The child becomes the main target. And you think about their inner world, it must just fracture under that kind of pressure.
It creates so much chaos for them, so much confusion. They start asking themselves these questions no kid should ever have to grapple with. Like, why can't I love dad? Or maybe, does mom really believe dad doesn't care about me?
Or hearing things like, oh, your dad's just bad, or your mom's mean, she only wants the money, awful things.
Yeah, exactly. That security they should have. It gets replaced by, well, apprehension,
Hmm.
doubts.
Love gets twisted into fear, safety turns into guilt, and the things they hear, it's chilling.
Things like, your father, he's not interested in you.
Mm-hmm. Or your mother's got more important things to worry about than you.
And those awful comparisons. You're just selfish like your father.
You're cold, just like your mother. Things designed specifically to wear away that bond.
And these aren't just, harsh words you can just shake off. The impact is described as much deeper.
Much deeper, like actual cuts on the child's soul is how it's sometimes put. Scars that can genuinely last a lifetime.
And you think the child didn't start the fights? They didn't cause the history between the parents?
Not at all. They didn't choose for their parents to be together or apart. But despite all that adult stuff, the child loves both. They just do. And they have a right to that love, don't they? A fundamental right to feel it and show it for both parents.
Absolutely. So when someone deliberately undermines that relationship, cuts it off, it's not just emotionally hard. There are real, significant long-term risks.
That comes through really clearly. Things like a higher chance of depression, mental health struggles down the line.
Yes, exactly. And real difficulty forming secure, healthy relationships as adults. It
Yeah.
makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Carrying these feelings of like rejection, maybe? Or worthlessness?
Or even blaming themselves, tragically.
No.
Blaming themselves for the family splitting up or for why they don't see one parent.
It really makes you pause. And it sort of challenges the parent who might be doing this,
Hmm.
asking them to look hard at why.
Right. Were you trying to hurt your ex? Punish them. Because the reality is, the damage isn't really hitting them.
It's hitting your own child.
It's hitting their own child, all in the name of what? Resentment. Old anger.
And thinking about the future.
Yeah.
The possibility that the child, years later, might turn around and ask,
Why did you take mom away from me?
or why wasn't I allowed to know my dad? Painful questions.
So painful. But there's also a strong message of, well, hope, perhaps, or at least possibility, if someone recognizes this pattern.
Yes. It's not presented as like a lost cause. It says it's not too late.
Not too late. A parent can choose a different way. They can still create that safe space for their child.
A space where the child is just free.
Yeah.
Free to love both mom and dad without feeling scared or ashamed or pulled in two directions.
That horrible loyalty bind. Because in the end, the focus can't be the fight between the parents. It just can't.
It has to be the child, remembering that the family started with love, ideally.
And making sure the child's world is still based on that love, not turning it into a battlefield where they're the ones getting hurt.
The message really is crystal clear. Focus on the child's well-being, their right to love both parents without fear, without guilt being used as a weapon.
It's a perspective that really demands our attention, doesn't it?
It really does. So maybe we can leave you with this thought, something to really mull over.
If a conflict between adults is making a child doubt their own love for a parent,
Or feel like they're somehow responsible for grown-up problems they can't possibly fix.
what does that actually say about the conflict itself? What's really going on there?